Good morning, everyone. We're back again for more live snooker here in Leicester. It's the Wuhan Open qualifiers. It's Anthony Mcgill against Louis Heathcote for you on table one this morning.
You win the toss.
Scotland versus England.
Anthony break. Just before I forget, at the end of the match, you need to go to the office to sign some documents.
Is the referee. So we've got two sessions for you today. We're back at 4 o'clock. Stan Moody against Mahmoud El Haridi of Egypt. Louis Heathcote's already played one match. He beat Paul Norris 5-1. Mcgill is the seed in this round. The winner plays Yuan Sijun. That would be a rematch actually for Heathcote. He lost to him in the China Open qualifying 6-5. But can't think about that yet because this is a tough old match. You can see Anthony Hamilton there, the Sheriff of Pottingham himself in the front row. He's in Heathcote's corner. Louis Heathcote, a Leicester man. Yeah, fair to say Mcgill's had a little further to travel. Best of 9 it is. Mcgill, he won his first match in China Open qualifying, lost in the final round 6-2 to another Leicester man, actually, Joe O'Connor. He's world number 38, but of course has been a top 16 player before now, and was runner-up last season in the British Open to Shaun Murphy. Heathcote, very attacking player, and Mcgill, of course, we know can mix it. So it's an interesting contrast, I think. But as I say, Heathcote with the tie with Anthony Hamilton, and maybe is just becoming a bit more all-round. We'll keep across the other matches. Chang Bing-Yu in action this morning. He was so impressive, beating Luca Bracel to qualify for the China Open the other day. Sorry, Jack Lazowski it was he beat 6-1. He plays Huang Jihao, Ishpreet Singh Chadha from India against Oliver Brown, Xu Se against Dylan Emery, Tom Ford against Sam Craigie, Long Jiang against Alfie Burden, Lu Hongyu against Phil O'Kane, Nopin Senkom against Dwayne Jones. They're the matches in this session, and then 8 more matches from 4 o'clock local time. Well, he's glanced that red. It's a little fortuitous, actually, that he just glanced it, a fuller kiss. And he would have left Mcgill amongst them. He's got away with that. Say that, he actually left a chance, but it wasn't easy. They had played 3 times before, and not happy memories for Heathcote because all 3 won by Mcgill. 4-0 round 1 of the 2021 Welsh Open, 4-0 round 1 of the 2021 Gibraltar Open, 5-2 round 1 2022 German Masters. So 13-2 on the aggregate to Mcgill. He got close to that though. Heathcote, as I say, he likes to take his shots on. Mcgill was as high as 12th in the world 4 years ago. He's now 38th, although he was lower than that last season. The British Open final obviously helped him a little bit, but just feel like he's just fallen away a tad. So much of it actually is about getting out of these qualifying environments, because McGill's beaten a lot of top players in his time. But you've got to get out of this environment first. That's a mistake from Heathcote. But the red down the left-hand side, it'd be awkward queuing with the green, so he's just playing safe here. He's really opened them up there. He needs cover and a good cue ball. Well, Heathcote, I'm sure he's going to be tempted by this red to right corner. But if he doesn't get it, he is leaving surely something on. But he got it. There was a degree of safety in mind as well. Now he wants the cue ball just to hold up, which it has done. So, first real chance of the morning falls to Leicester's Louis Heathcote. He's ranked 77 in the world as the season begins. He's been in 3 ranking event quarterfinals, including the British Open last season. One of those players who you just feel might be on the cusp of some sort of breakthrough. Got a lot of self-confidence and clearly a great talent. And with Anthony Hamilton in his corner, maybe that could be the extra ingredient he's been looking for. First term pro 2019. Ice ranking 66th. Currently on the second year of his current card, so at the end of this season needs to be in the top 64 or the top 4 on the 1 year list to keep his card, assuming that the criteria remains the same. So it's quite a nice chance, this. Red's in the open, 11. Black available, blue available. Both the highest break of 137, 71 career centuries, 14 last season.
12.
Part of Karen Wilson's management stable, run by Karen's brother Taylor. So he's part of a little crew, which I think in such an individual sport is probably an advantage, just to have kind of other people around him, including Karen, Stuart Bingham, Joe O'Connor also part
70.
of that.
$18. 25. 26.
28. just took the opportunity, knowing he'd be on this red, to nudge a couple more into play.
33.
So a reminder, this is round 2 of qualifying to get in the last 64. Now, just to slightly complicate things, some of the winners today will actually qualify for Wuhan because they'll be playing a top 16 player. But in the case of this match, the winner plays Yuan Sijun. That match will be played here. Top 16, well, in fact, the top 32 are all seeded into the last 64, but the top 16, the matches will be played in Wuhan, so that the star names are at the venue. 17 to 32, they'll play here tomorrow. So, for example, the winner of the Lu Hongyu Phil O'Kane match, they will play John Higgins in Wuhan. But the winner of this match will play, as I say, Yuan Sijun here. Ooh, he was going along so nicely.
Good.
But that red just stayed out. I've said it from the first morning, these pockets not playing at all generously. Just caught the jaw and stayed out. So a useful lead, but the advantage is passed to Mcgill, 41 behind. Not the best start, really. He's just put himself under it a little on this black. Looks a little bit bemused by where he's left himself, so it's a bit of a test of this, you know, first thing in the morning, first frame. Yeah, and he's not passed the test, and that, you feel,
Anthony Mcgill,
I'm sure he will feel, is possibly end of frame, because Heathcote, of course, already 40 in front. Enough open reds to go out here to make it 1-0 to him.
Seven. Eight.
Just ended up just 15. A little further away than he intended because he was a little thin on the black, but just nice bit of queuing here. Got a couple of safe reds, which is always security in this situation. Nicely done. So Louis Heathcote poised to win this opening frame. He'll need another red after this black. Mcgill did have that chance, but it was the initial shot. He just left himself with that difficult black, which of course he didn't pot. Heathcote had missed a red to right corner, but it's not cost him. And this is a positive start. I'm sure Anthony Hamilton more than happy with what he's watching in the front row.
24. Thirty. 31. 38. 39.
Of course, we saw him beat Jimmy White in his first match in the China Open before Yuan Xijun beat him. He's already won one match here, of course, beat Paul Norris 5-1 and has won the opening frame against Anthony Mcgill. 2 visits, but in the end, pretty dominant start from Louis Heathcote. Xu Se, of course, Mr. Black for a maximum in the China Open qualifiers. Is about to take the first frame against Dylan Emery. I suppose the only thing that sort of cushions the blow is that he's made 3 in his career. It's not like that was for his first, but even so, pretty horrible business. Alfie Burden, not too far away from making it 1-0 against Long Zhihang. Of course, Alfie back on tour, having won the shootout. Phil O'Kane, mentioned John Higgins, the prize there in Wuhan. He's got a good lead. Snooker's required by Lu Hongyu. Reminder, Stan Moody against Egypt's Mahmoud El Haridi will be our match at 4 o'clock. So there's 2 sessions today, as there are tomorrow, 10 and 4 local time. As Hilda Moens sets them up for frame 2. Yeah, tomorrow the last day of qualifying, but of course the players will be back on Monday for the Championship League here at Leicester's Mantioli Arena. The fun never stops.
Frame 2. Louis Heathcote to break.
Sam Craiggie's won the first against Tom Ford. Mcgill already with something to think about here from Heathcote's break-off. He's got the cue ball basically where the players try and get it, on the baulk cushion. And what's complicating things is the red in the middle of the table, of course, which is covered. So he's taking some time to think about things. A few reds have come into open play, which he's just concerned about leaving on. I think he's aware that, although he's got a 3-0 winning record against Louis Heathcote, he is a very confident player, Heathcote. More so now he's won the opening frame, of course. Quite rare, though, to have a player first shot of the frame take this long to think about it, but he's just a bit concerned about leaving something. Here we go. Been a couple of minutes studying. Playing a very delicate shot here to try and glance off that one. That was such a tough shot because he had to get, ideally, think he was trying to glance off it. He's hit it full and knocked it safe. On another day, could have left it, but anyway, he's hit it. He played it well. And no danger for now. Mcgill, of course, he's practiced a lot with John Higgins and Stephen Maguire. They've got this unit, which is talked about a lot in Glasgow, which is all business. Long, hard sessions played there, I'm sure, when no quarter is given. This is a bit more straightforward. He's going to sort of nestle into the bunch. That's the intention. He's come low, though, and he's left a red on. He'll be really annoyed because it was such a big target to get into the side of the bunch there, but Keeble has just drifted on, and Louis Heathcote gets a chance here in frame 2.
Eight.
Took the opportunity to screw off them and try and open more up, but he's landed in no man's land, really. Not good on anything.
Blue ball.
So, just a safety. Juicer, meanwhile, 76 he's breaking that opening frame against Dylan Emery.
Louis Heathcote, 9.
29 centuries so far. Of course, the highest yesterday from our team, Judgen. His highest is his career. 145, superseding 138. And it's a really good target, obviously, for the overall high break price for the tournament.
Foul. Louis Heathcote, 4.
Well, in off, but no real damage done, or so it appears anyway. Preet Singh Chadha and Oliver Brown on the black in their opening frame. Chadha's 7 in front. So potential for a respot, but he's at the table on the break of 40. As Mcgill knocks in that long red.
1.
He's on the blue, and of course it will help the frame. If the blue is back on its spot. Chadha potted that back on the way, so he's 1-0 up there against Oliver Brown. Going to take the green.
Four. 5.
He's trying to get amongst them. There is a red to
12.
right middle, but it's a question of whether he fancies it. Or you could attempt this one to right corner, but he needs all sorts of equipment for it. A lot of cue involved here. I always think with that, you're such a long way from the cue ball. It's quite hard to sort of control, and he didn't really get close in the end. He didn't really look at the red to middle, but anyway, the break comes to an end. Century from Long Zhihang to level up with Alfie Burden, 1-1, and rattling along there.
Long
Zhihang, semi-finalist 2 years ago in this tournament. Now, Heathcote's just lost the cue ball there.
Bramble.
So, back to the safety. It's interesting that I think a year or two ago, Heathcote might have taken the black on, regardless of the fact it was tough, but a bit of discipline that maybe you can credit Anthony Hamilton with has come to the fore. Long Zhihang, a 140 break to level with Burden, so terrific start in that match. Not quite his highest break, 141 his best. Yeah, got to the semis, as I say, 2 years ago in this tournament, Long Zhihang. He lost to the eventual winner, Zhao Guodong. This is the fourth staging of the Wuhan Open. First won by Judd Trump, and then, of course, the next two by Zhao Guodong. It's still the only ranking event he's won, but he's won it twice. So I'm sure he's looking forward to the final stages, August 23rd to 29th. We know who's going to play actually in the last 64. It's Wang Jimbo, who beat Scott Donaldson yesterday 5-1. So it'll be an all-Chinese affair. In terms of other top 16 players, Chris Wakelin will play Jordan Brown. Mark Allen will play Michael Holt. There's a Williams derby. Mark against Robbie. Ding Junhui will play Liam Davies. Judd Trump will play Florian Erster. That's an interesting one. And the other matches are still to be decided. Dwayne Jones won the first against Moki Senkan. So we're underway in all the matches now. Later we'll have the likes of, as I say, Stan Moody against Mahmoud El Haridi. That'll be on table 1. Matthew Stevens, Ashley Carty. The winner there plays Ronnie O'Sullivan in Wuhan. David Lilly, Artem Zhuzhin. The winner there plays Wu Yiza, the world champion in Wuhan. So some big prizes there from 4 o'clock local time. And then tomorrow we conclude. Well, he did fluke the red, but not on a colour, but was able, of course, to lay up to the blue. That one shot may start to turn things in Mcgill's direction. It depends on Heathcote's escape, of course. This is a nasty old business, isn't it? He's tight behind the blue. Not a lot of room to get the cue ball out of there. Never mind, hit a red. Sort of looking at a bit of a Zorro shot, I think. Sort of coming across a couple of times. One for the teenagers there, Zorro. Well, he wasn't far from hitting the red by the brown, if that's what he intended, but of course he'd probably be leaving one on there. Maybe he was trying to hit this red down this end, but it's need an adjustment. Chang Bingyu lost the first frame to Huang Jihao, but has just made a quick fire 70 to level up.
It's okay.
See a little bit more of the cushion. I think it's as close
Well, they're just making a couple of adjustments, but still a nasty business, this. Attempt number 2. He wasn't far away in his first attempt, but of course he's trying, not to leave a red on as well. It's not just hitting one.
Foul and miss. Anthony Mcgill 4.
Well, Mcgill considering the thin cut here. Well, he's not playing the pot, is he? Oh, he is, yeah. I mean, he had to be, didn't he? Because why wouldn't you have it put back? As it is, though, he's missed it and left it over the pocket. So, out of nowhere, Heathcote gets a chance.
One.
Gone from being wedged up behind the blue to suddenly there's a red over a pocket.
Eight. 9.
Again, a very positive shot. There were already loose reds, but he's trying to win the frame at this visit, and there's a great chance to do that now.
16.
Because they're basically now all pot, these reds.
$17.
Been 3 ranking quarter-finals. The first of them was Shootout 2021, obviously a very different form of the game. So his first, if you like, proper one was the Northern Ireland Open 2024. Beat Mark Selby in that tournament. Lost 5-1 to Elliot Slesser in the quarter-finals. And then last season, the British Open. Of course, that's an open draw event. Eventually got to the quarters, lost to John Higgins 5-2. He was schooled a little bit there, but you know, couldn't be the first against Higgins. Now, what's happened here? It's no good. Lost position, and you can see he's disappointed. It was a good chance that once he got the reds into play to make it 2-0. Well, it's a good recovery. I mean, you'd have thought from his reaction that, you know, he was on nothing, but he could see the pink to pot it, and he has done.
28.
Hadn't got on it as intended, but he's potted it. So we continue.
39. $34.
So 27 points to the good. So realistically needs 3 of the 4 reds here.
$35. $41.
Yeah, the pink on its spot there is just kind of in the way of those reds, the last 2. He's going to need, as I say, one of them. 34 in front. So there'll be 43 on with those 2 reds.
42.
Now, I don't know whether the bottom one may actually pot to left corner, otherwise you're going to have to play a cannon. Yeah, he's played the cannon. Well, it could have been better. It's still potable, this. It's thin. But he has some sort of shot at it. And he just needs the red, so he can put everything into the pot here. Just try and make sure of this red. And it should be 2-0 to Louis Heathcote. No, you could see it was heading to that jaw. So, well, he's covered it, I think. But 40 in front, 43 on. And he only wind back a few minutes. He was in behind that blue, but of course Mcgill took on that thin red to right corner, didn't get it. And now he's in trouble. He's got to hit a red first and foremost. He can clip the one by the black, actually. But of course mustn't leave one on. Century from Chang Bingyu. He's 2-1 up against Yuan Jiao. He's in a lot of Fantasy 5 teams, I know, this year, mine included, actually. Well, it's a good cue ball, but he can see the red, and of course it's all he needs. It's a very tough pot with the white on the baulk cushion, but get the feeling Heathcote will be taking it on. Oh, he got so close to it, but of course now he has left a chance. So 40 in it, with a possible 43 on. He can take a couple of pinks here and can still win the frame.
1.
And then if he does clear up, it becomes a little test for Louis Heathcote, who had the chances there to lead 2-0.
Seven.
Red and a pink, and he can win by a point. looking... I mean, he could play up for the black, just get it out that area. We'll see what he's going to do. Oh, well, he's missed the red, is what he's done. He was sort of umming and ahhing about what to do. He played for the pink. He's missed the red. That is a big mistake, because he's just handed this frame on a plate now to Louis Heathcote. So a really frustrating start for Mcgill. Didn't get very far there in terms of trying to make the clearance. Didn't expect him to miss that red. I think his concentration was just a little divided. And it's very costly. Well, plot twist. The good news for Heathcote is that Mcgill needs 2 snookers. The bad news is he's in one here of his own making. That Chang Bing-Yu break, by the way, 1-3-8 to lead 2-1 against Yuan Jihao. Alfie Burden 2-1 up now against Long Jihang, a 66 from Burden. Well, can he just get through to this?
Louis Heathcote won.
Well, it's 2 snookers needed. I think Mcgill has seen enough. So, Mcgill had the chance there to lead 2-0, but it is Louis Heathcote... Sorry, to make it 1-1, but it is Louis Heathcote who leads 2-0. Still best in 9, so... one way to go. I got confused there because I thought he was playing for the yellow. Obviously, the clue is he potted a red, so he was on a colour. He wasn't in a snooker. Anyway, it's early yet. We're still getting going here. Ishpreet Singh Chadha, 2-0 over Oliver Brown. Dylan Emery's levelled up with Zhu Se. Lu Hongyu 1-1 with Phil O'Kane. All these matches, of course, in the second round of qualifying for this Wuhan Open. And as I say, some players will actually go to Wuhan as a result of winning today. Some will have to play another match. So he's waiting for Heathcote. I'm sure he's delighted that chance came when it did. He's played, I think, Heathcote in his usual confident way. He's competed in the safety as well. So he's played the better of the two, for sure. Gill just struggling to sort of get anything going. But, I mean, that was a really good chance he had there to potentially clear up. Highest break only 12 so far, Mcgill. Heathcote 47 isn't anything to write home about. But, as I say, it's good value, I think, for the lead. Reminder, 4 o'clock on table 1, Stan Moody against Mahmoud El Haridi. the right to play Stephen Maguire tomorrow. The winner of this match plays Yuan Sijun. So Lou Heathcote returns for frame 3. He's leading 2-0, and Mcgill yet to really get going here. Of course, we know what Mcgill's capable of. He's won 2 ranking events, and at the Crucible alone, he's beaten Mark Selby, Ronnie O'Sullivan and Judd Trump at various times. But of course, these shorter matches, there's less time to get going. 2-0 down, he was best of 25, it wouldn't really matter, but he's already just up against it a bit here.
One.
I think the concern for Mcgill today is that, if anything, Heathcote is winning the safety battles, which you would think Anthony Mcgill, with his experience, would be on top of. So, you know, you put it all together. I've got a few problems here.
Five.
Well, this is one of those reds that you've got to be so precise with. You know, it won't drop unless you are. I've seen so many of these sort of shots stay out over the last week in the qualifiers. Also looking to leave an angle to then split the reds off the black.
14.
But the red's in. So now looking at where he wants to make contact to try and get these reds singing. Oh, but he's missed the black. Oh dear. He really did get a good split.
Heathcote 14.
And is this at long last the start of something for Anthony Mcgill? No. This is a very disappointing performance from the Scotsman. Heathcote went back to his seat, really annoyed by missing that black, but 30 seconds later he's back in again. And of course the reds are all in play. Black's gone safe.
One. Three. Four.
So working off the pink for now, the blue as well away from its spot. But the cue ball doesn't have far to travel here because the reds are all around and about. I'm sure Heathcote's a little surprised by how poorly Mcgill's playing, bearing in mind in their 3 previous meetings he's only won 2 frames against him.
Ten. Eleven.
Well, he might need the rest here. There is a red over the right corner pocket, though. But as I say, the break just a bit more complicated with black safe, blue not great either. So he's working off the pink, but he's been forced to come down for the green here, one of the bulk colours.
14. $15. 21.
As Heathcote goes about his business, each British Cinchada 2-1 up on Oliver Brown. Brown has won the third frame. Dylan Emery is going to be 2-1 over Jusa.
28.
Lu Hongyu is 2-1 over Phil O'Kane. In fact, he made a 1-2-7 break there in frame 2.
29.
I think he's kind of been saving this
35.
red over the pocket, and he's going to play it now. Puts him 50 in front, so getting close. A couple more reds needed.
36.
Yeah, it's been complicated, this break, by the fact that basically the pink has had to play for each time, and it's not only a bit of a stretch, the blue's in his way as well, so this could have been easier. No problem though. He needs to run. Oh dear. I feel they just needed to get on the next red, and that was probably frame over. But it looks like end of break. 56 though, useful lead, 67 on. Black safe, so really it's not 67. So he's again in the box seat here, Heathcote. He still took that red on.
Louis Heathcote, 42.
Well, it's interesting. I mean, obviously it was a chance to win the frame, but didn't really get position on the next colour. Could have played safe and put Mcgill under it, but he's still, I think, a big favourite where the balls are here. Heathcote. Oh, he's overcut this by a mile. This is a pretty troubling start for Mcgill. Nothing's happening for him, and he's just handing these opportunities to Heathcote, and this is another one. Red in any colour above the yellow, and Mcgill needs a snooker. Well, he looks at the scoreboard, he can commit to this pink to left middle. As I say, it will leave Mcgill in the snooker's required stage. Well, that's interesting, didn't play it.
Louis Heathcote, 1.
Thought he might have had a go, bear in mind it was frame ball, but anyway, he's going to wait for another chance. 57 the lead. Black safe does not favour Mcgill. He's going to need blacks with all but one of the reds. So you can see Heathcote's thinking. Can he see this red on the right-hand side? I think he can. The black is the key ball in this frame. It's no good to Mcgill where it is. 2-2, Chang Bingyu and Huang Jihao at the interval, all Chinese affair. 75 from Huang in the fourth frame. The winner there will play Joe O'Connor tomorrow.
One.
Well, he can take one pink, which is going to be this one, but then it has to be blacks. Got to say, though, from what we've seen so far, this isn't a given, this pot. Yeah, I'm not that surprised he's missed it. It's a really poor start, this, from Mcgill. 2 snookers needed.
And the frame? Okay.
Yeah, he's conceded, I think. So Louis Heathcote is dominating this match, 3-0 already, and Mcgill just struggling to get anything going at all. Very disappointing start, and frame 4 for him becomes massive. If he doesn't win it, then he's surely not going to win the match. Other scores: 2-2, as I say, Chang Bingyu and Huang Jihao. 2-1 each, Preet Singh Chadha over Oliver Brown, but Brown 61 in front in the next. Dylan Emery 2-1 over Jusa. 1-1 Tom Ford and Sam Craigie. No breaks to speak of there yet. 2-1 Alfie Burden over Long Jiahang. And Long's had a 140 there in the frame as well. He's ahead of the next as well by 37. Long, excuse me, Lu Hongyu 2-1 over Phil O'Kane. 1 each, Noppin Seng Khan and Dwayne Jones. Second round of qualifying for Snooker's Wuhan Open. So Heathcote is just doing enough in these frames, and Mcgill is struggling, and that's why it's 3-0.
Louis Heathcote to break.
That is more like it. That's the best one he's hit so far, and he's on the black as well. So is this the start of something for Mcgill? It's been a poor start, but I'm sure he's won plenty of matches from 3-0 down over the years.
Eight.
Of course, he was runner-up last season in the British Open. He had some really good wins along the way at the venue. Beat Gary Wilson, Oliver Lyons, Jia Gudong, Stan Moody, and in the semi-final, the big one, John Higgins, his great friend. And it was a really competitive final. In fact, he led 7-6 against Sean Murphy, but lost 10-7. Murphy finished well.
16.
Just to open a few more reds here. So suddenly,
17.
Mcgill has turned up, but has to press on now. He's got himself into this great position. He needs to make it really count. Highest break prior to this frame is 12 in the match.
24. 25.
Well, I tell you what, this is a really good chance, not only for a frame-winning break, but he's
32.
on blacks here.
33.
And the likelihood is of staying them. There's that red down in bulk, which can wait till later. It's a bit short on this one.
40.
Sure, he played for red to right corner there. So he might be looking at the one to the green pocket or the middle. But this will keep him on the black, this one, if he gets it. 5 reds, 5 blacks.
41.
Well, this is interesting, because it's a good chance, you've got to say. He's never had one in professional tournament. 144, Anthony Mcgill's highest break.
49.
And it's come from absolutely nowhere. I mean, he was really struggling first 3 frames, knocked in a great long red at the start of this one. Michael Holt made the first maximum of the season in the China Open qualifiers. In fact, it was his first
56.
as a professional. Our team Zhuzhen's made a 145. That's his highest break.
57.
And he must have reasonably expected that to be a target that would last a while as high break in the tournament. That was yesterday he made it. We had, of course, 24 last season. That broke the record
64.
of 15 made in the previous season. And he still needs good cueing from just off the side cushion. Oh, what a shame. And the frame isn't over yet. There's enough on. So 64, but still, of course, 83 points on the table. Well, Heathcote was unable to counter-attack, so it looks like it will be 3-1. No maximum, but Mcgill just needs frames on the board. And he surely won this one now, so he's in the match, but clearly Heathcote the happier of the two
6.
as they head to the interval.
7.
Hoping, of course, this will be part of a sustained comeback.
9.
We know he's certainly capable of that. This could end up a very close match, in fact.
10.
But it is advantage Louis Heathcote at the break.
18. 25. 26. 31. 32. 39. 40.
'Well, put simply, he needed to pot a few balls in this match, didn't he? And he's done that in this frame. 2 visits, 64. Whatever this ends up as.
47. 49.
Tough character, I think, Anthony Mcgill, and he wouldn't have been happy, obviously, with how the match began, but equally, he wouldn't have thrown the towel in mentally. That's not what he's like.
52. 56. 61.
So breaks of 64 and 61. Anthony Mcgill at last on the scoreboard, but it is Louis Heathcote with the advantage at the interval. He leads 3-1, and when they return in 15 minutes, he will need 2 more frames for victory. And I'll be back to talk you through them.
I'll come and get you at 33 upstairs, okay?
So we're back here at the Mattioli Arena in Leicester for the second half of the match between Anthony Mcgill and Louis Heathcote in the second qualifying round of Snooker's Wuhan Open. Final stages will be in China, August 23rd to 29th. It's 3-1 to Louis Heathcote. He led 3-0. Mcgill dominated the fourth, having really struggled early on. So still a possible 5 frames to play. The winner plays Yuan Sijun in the last 64 tomorrow. Mcgill to get us underway again. Yeah, I mean, he had to win the fourth frame, but he won it well. At one stage, he's on for a 1-4-7. Took 8 reds, 8 blacks, but he won the frame. That's the most important thing, of course. Heathcote played nicely enough, though, to lead 3-0, so this could be set for potentially a close finish. We'll see. In a long red, Mcgill did similar in the last frame, of course.
Well,
it may be that now Mcgill has, come to the party and focus Heathcote's mind. He knows that he's going to have to play well to win the match still. I'm sure he was surprised by some of the mistakes Mcgill was making early on. So just while he goes about things here, the other scores for you. 2-2 Chang Bing-Yu and Huang Jiahao. 2-2 Ishpreet Singh Chadha and Oliver Brown. 2-2 Zhu Se and Dylan Emery. 3-1 Tom Ford over Sam Craigie. 2-2 Long Zhahang and Alfie Burden. 3-1 Lu Hongyu over Phil O'Kane. 3-1 Noppen Senkarm over Dwayne Jones.
5. 12.
Heathcote's heights break still only 47, despite, of course, having led 3-0. Just wriggles in. But I think he's mixed it well between attack and defence today. Safety's been pretty good. I think, when he started, he's still only 28, but when he started, he was all out attack, which is often the way, of course, for young players. Yeah, he was always going to be opening reds up, but the cue ball just landing a little close to this side cushion, putting pressure on the next pot. Very nicely cued, though, wasn't it? Played that well.
27. $35. 36. $43.
So far so good, but we know these breaks can unravel sometimes in just one shot. Not always a miss, sometimes a positional shot. But this has been good stuff so far. It started with that excellent red. Anthony Hamilton, as I said at the start, is in his corner. He's actually, well, literally in his corner. He's sat in the front row. Former German Masters champion, of course. Now then, looking to come past that red, really.
51.
So for the break to continue, it'll have to be the red to left middle. Nicely
52.
done. So this is his highest break of the match. Looking to press on now for a 4-1 advantage.
$59. $60.
There is the sheriff. Don't know who's keeping order in Pottingham as he's away. Now, of course, pink and blue impeding one another, so it'll have to be a bulk colour to continue. He's got all the reds open, so really needs to pot this, otherwise Mcgill can step in and make the clearance. So this feels like the big shot now of this frame, this green. Yeah, nicely done.
$63.
Still needs red and colour.
$64.
Terrific break this from Louis Heathcote. Mcgill stepped it up in the previous frame, and he has done similar here. Well, it's not finished any good really, but already a snooker needed. So a good contribution, 70. Obviously wanted to continue, but
70.
barring snookers, Heathcote will be 4-1 up. They call him the Hoover, of course, and that's a pretty clean frame, albeit not quite won it yet. Well, one more red and should remove any doubt about this frame. So if this goes in, it's surely 4-1. Yeah, nicely done. Good frame from Heathcote. Mcgill was obviously hoping to continue the comeback after the interval, but he now will have to win the last 4 frames to remain in this Wuhan Open. Pushing the yellow safe for a bit of security, but Mcgill...
Louis Heathcote won.
He's staying in his seat. So 4-1 to Louis Heathcote, coming out strongly after the interval. It's interesting Hamilton is sort of sat away from him. I don't know whether that's just to sort of not crowd him there. As a towel goes on the face, it's quite warm in this arena. Zhang Bingyu still 2-2 with Yuan Jihao. As is Ishpreet Singh and Oliver Brown. Some close matches, actually. Apart from this one, really. 2-2 Juicer and Dylan Emery. 3-1 Tom Ford over Sam Craigie. 2-2 Long Zhihang and Alfie Burden. They're on the blue in the next. Long is 6 points. 7 points in front. 3-1 Lu Hongyu over Phil O'Kane. 3-1 Noppin Senkarm over Dwayne Jones. So this is the most one-sided match. Let's see if it continues that way as we head into frame 6.
Frame 6, Louis Heathcote red.
This Wuhan Open carries a first prize of £140,000 and one of the 7 major events, of course, in China. First ranking event in China was the 1990 Asian Open in Guangzhou. The second was 9 years later, so it's fair to say, you know, this was pre-boom. Ding Junhui won the China Open 2005. It hadn't been staged for 3 years. Snooker wasn't very well run at that point, and it wasn't clear whether China would even be part of the future. But when he won that, of course, all the investment came, all the interest came, and now the players of today are reaping the benefits and the rewards of that. Ding has got a dual legacy in the sport. The tournaments he's won, and he's won plenty, 15 ranking events, the Masters as well. But also starting that boom and really making China into the powerhouse it's become. Of course, they've got the 2 last winners of the World Championship, Zhao Xingtong and Wu Yize. It was noticeable at the Crucible because Ding beat Dave Gilbert, played well in round 1. Just how much support he had. He got a lot of respect, but also people still love watching him play. Anyway, he's, of course, going to be playing in Wuhan itself. Right now, Mcgill with a few things to think about. 4-1 down. Heathcote has upped his game, if anything, since the interval to go within 1 of victory. So Mcgill knowing that he may only need 1 chance now to get this one. Oh, what a terrific return that is, though. Well, he won't be potting anything from here. A bit of Scottish granite there. No touching ball called. Well, it's all a bit stalematey at the moment. Just tip-tapping.
Touching ball.
Touching ball affords Heathcote the opportunity to get the cue ball out of there.
Yeah.
KGL start then to frame 6. Both players, of course, appreciating position in the match. So this time, Mcgill playing the cue ball down to bulk. Done well here to get this cue ball out of that area with all those reds spread far and wide. It's a bit of a tense old standoff at the start of frame 6. Nothing potted yet. Been going 8 minutes. Chan Bing Yu's gone 3-2 in front against Yuan Jihao. I think Heathcote's safety's been good today. I think he's clearly worked on that side of the game. He's not offering up easy starters. Even the frame Mcgill won, it was a long red. It was nothing easy. Launched it. It's the thing we're working with Hamilton, Anthony Hamilton. In a way, it doesn't matter who you work with. You have to be prepared to listen. I was talking to someone former player who'd worked with a current player a few years ago, and he said, in the end, I realised there was no point because he wasn't listening to me. But clearly Heathcote, you can see the influence of Anthony Hamilton here in his game, just becoming a bit more rounded. It's all about just not, as I say, offering easy starters, playing the percentages, not changing your attacking instincts, but just being a little bit more careful, I suppose. But Anthony Hamilton has knocked in an absolute perler.
One.
And he's going to be on the yellow, I think. So that breaks the deadlock in this frame.
Three.
Hard to believe it's now 6 years since that epic Crucible semi-final during lockdown against Corin Wilson. It was actually in August, wasn't it, that year? But, of course, they played that mad deciding frame. A lot was made of Kyron's fluke on the green.
11.
But in fact, Mcgill had the last red over the pocket. So he snookered himself on the yellow. He had the chance. But so much had happened by then, that, you know, you could have written a book on it.
Twelve. $14.
Well, this is a big shot. Got to get this. And he has.
15. $20. 21. $28.
So all this started with that excellent long red. Mcgill with another chance to win a frame in one visit. Of course, he didn't win the fourth in one visit, but he got the second bite at the cherry. Won the Indian Open 2016, Shootout 2017.
35.
2 ranking titles to his name. Runner-up, of course, in the British Open last season. He'd also been runner-up in the 2017 Indian Open.
$43. 44.
That's nicely played. Little cannon to the pink. So, great chance now to reduce the gap to 4-2. Frame sort of looked like it was going nowhere at one point. There was a big safety standoff, and we had the best part of 10 minutes without a ball being potted.
50.
And suddenly, Mcgill just launched at one, knocked it in, and has kept going.
51. $58. 59. 66. 67.
He has already made one century this season in China Open qualifiers. This frame should be done. Snooker's already required, so just a question of whether he does make the ton. But either way, this is good stuff from Mcgill, exactly what he needs for the rest of the morning.
73. 74. 80.
Ooh. Hopefully nobody was injured there. The cue ball flying off the table at speed. But a fine 80 break from Anthony Mcgill to cut the gap here. Louis Heathcote now leads 4-2, and thankfully nothing has been broken. Yeah, terrific break from Mcgill. The other scores, 3-2 Chan Bing-yu over Huang Zhihao, 3-2 Ishpreet Singh Chadha over Oliver Brown, 3-2 Zhusa over Dylan Emery, 3-2 Tom Ford over Sam Craigie, 3-3 Long Zhihang and Alfie Burden, 3-1 Lu Hongyu and Phil O'Kane, 3-2 Noppen Senkom over Dwayne Jones. So the other matches are all really tight. This one the most advanced in terms of frames. Burden's just had a 76 break to level up, actually 3-3 there, so they're also, they played 6. Heathcote just sort of peeping over the garden fence, looking at table 2, Chan Bing-yu and Huang Zhihao. Didn't really get a chance, though, in that frame. It was all Anthony Mcgill. And you can't say he really made a mistake. It's not like it was a safety error, but Mcgill found that long red and thundered it in and made an 80. waited then for Mcgill to return. There's so many tournaments these days, but these early season events can feel big because it's just about getting some momentum and some confidence. And if you can do well early on, you know, you start to look at the Players Series, of course, the prestigious events on the one-year list this season, World Grand Prix, Players Championship, Tour Championship, and also your own personal ranking. And already players will be aware about tour survival, even though we've only just started the season. They know that these early tournaments, they can just relieve a bit of that pressure. Just a reminder, of course, there's 2 sessions today, so we're back at 4 o'clock. There will be a little bit of a gap, and the same will apply tomorrow, 10 and 4 local time, the last day of qualifying. Don't worry though, when there'll be no snooker on Friday, but you of course can check out on WST Play the growing archive of material that is available there, including last week. Some great footage of Ken Doherty's great career, of course he's just retired.
Frame 7.
There's all sorts of
Anthony
material
Mcgill.
there to keep you entertained. Mcgill entertained us in that last frame, a fine 80 break. Oh. Where's he gone? Is he coming back? Here he is. It does seem quite hot in this arena. I've seen various players, including both of these two, wiping their faces with towels. Well, another terrific long red. That's the third he's potted in this match. And the first 2 got him in the frames he won. So Mcgill firmly on the attack now.
Six. 7.
Just decided it seems to open the shoulders and have a go. Although having said that, when he took that red on, he got a good cue ball as well. So it wasn't just launching at one. There was a bit of thought behind it, but this is already looking good.
15. $22. 23.
Oh dear. Well, he was just sort of focusing on the cannon there and didn't pop the black. Just such an great initial red. So not too much damage done. Can Heathcote now pick up the pieces? In the frame he needs to win the match. He didn't really get a chance in the last frame. But this is one here. Played that really good fifth frame, 70, his highest break of the morning.
Eight. Nine. $16. 17.
'Well, it's out of Mcgill's hands.
24.
He was in first, but that missed black potentially. His last shot. We'll see.
$25.
Pink and black both freely available, so it is a good chance this, and these reds look like they'll sort of, in the right sequence, all go. There's obviously one safe-ish, but he shouldn't need that one. On the left-hand side cushion.
$31. 32.
Well, a bit straight here, but looks like the red just right of the pink will pop to right corner. Just sort of rolling through for that one.
$37.
Big shot though, this. Well, in fact, he's playing the plant, I think. Yeah.
38.
And that opens the other two reds, so this is a great chance now for Heathcote to complete victory.
44. 45.
29 in front.
52.
Couple more reds with high value colours needed.
53.
Well, this has been an excellent break. As I say, didn't get a chance in the last frame to get it won, so this is literally the first chance he's had. And it's starting to look like the only chance he needs. There's definitely a bit of steel about Louis Heathcote these days.
60.
This was a tough assignment, but he's a couple of balls from passing the test. Oh, and that red stays out, and he's brought the safe one off.
Louis Heathcote.
Not good.
60.
Just needed the black after the red. He's not only missing, though, he's promoted the safe red, which was a bit of security. But meanwhile, Mcgill, he's lining this one up. This is tough. Yeah, not easy. He needs this to run past the middle, and it hasn't. So Heathcote reprieved. Dramatic conclusion here. He needs red and colour, and after all, he'll be the winner.
One.
So this effectively, well, we'll need one red as well, but he's going to be on it effectively for the match. Just make sure of the red.
5.
No need to do anything too flash here, just pot this, and snooker's required.
6.
Mcgill made a slow start, 3-0 down, and definitely just decided, right, I'm going to attack, and at times it's worked, but missed that tough red along the top cushion to give Heathcote this second chance. It's a good win, this. He'll be up against Yuan Sijun next, who beat him 6-5 in the China Open qualifiers last week,
8.
so a chance for a little bit of revenge
9.
as he attempts to book his place on the plane to Wuhan. One of these players definitely capable of making a breakthrough, and maybe it'll be this season. Got to the quarterfinals last season of the British Open.
18.
Just never know. Any 1 week could suddenly click.
Louis Heathcote.
Anthony Mcgill
18.
is a 2-time ranking event winner, but Louis Heathcote, the man they call the Hoover, has cleaned Pier this morning. He's beaten him 5-2 to advance to the last 64 of the Wuhan Open. So good stuff from Louis Heathcote. We will be back at 4 o'clock on table 1. It's Stan Moody against Mahmoud El Haridi. So do join me for that later. Action continuing on the other tables, but from us here for now, thanks for your company on WST Play, and we'll see you later.